Good morning, or good afternoon, excuse me, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for our April collaborative meeting focused on the Center of Workforce Innovation for Research and Development. We're excited to have you all here to hear about the work of year one of the New Jersey Pathways Initiative. Our colleges and other education partners and industry partners spent the year getting to know each other and collaborating in a way that we've not seen before. And we're excited about what resulted from all of that work, but also about the framework that has been created for future collaboration so that our students, our adult learners, incumbent workers, and job seekers have a clear path toward education and training to advance their careers and aid in our economy thriving, ensuring that employers have a skilled and innovative workforce. So thank you so much to all of you for being here this afternoon. And I'm going to kick it off to Dr. Fichtner.
Thank you, Catherine, for the introduction. It is wonderful to be here on a beautiful Monday afternoon with so many of you, and great to be joined by President McCormick from Middlesex College and President Friedman from Bergen Community College, because what we're going to hear about today is the incredible work that has happened collaboratively between those two very strong institutions. We know how important research and development and the broader industry ecosystem is and has been to our state's economy. And so many important innovations and inventions have started here in New Jersey because of our skilled workforce. And so excited for this opportunity to hear from and share the incredible work that's gone on at Bergen and Middlesex to make sure that we, as community colleges with partners, are building new pathways and broaden pathways and experiences for students of all ages, as Catherine said, who are pursuing careers in the research and development space. So I wanted to start by talking a little bit about the broad framework that really undergirds the work that we're going to hear about today. Some of you have heard this before, but I think it's really important as we get ready to hear about the incredible work that's gone on to talk about the Pathways Initiative and how we got here and what we're trying to accomplish. So let's move to the next slide if we could, and we'll talk a little bit about where we are and why we embarked on this. So the core reason that we embarked on this is that we are committed as community colleges to working with a whole set of broad partners to create a robust ecosystem of educational and workforce providers working together to meet the state's credential attainment goal of 65 by 25 and to address persistent and troubling equity gaps in the state's economy. So many of you know that our state set a goal for increasing the number of working adults or of adult age who would attain some post-secondary degree and credential to get to the 65% level by 2025. The good news is because of all the work that we've done collectively, obviously not just in Pathways, but in community colleges and in our educational partners, we are now at about 60% of our adult population in New Jersey has post-secondary experience, credential, or degree. But we still are committed to getting that number to 65% by 2025. And here we are in the middle of 2023, so we have more work to do. But clearly, we are also very deeply concerned by the fact that when you look at post-secondary credential attainment rates, there are huge inequities by race and ethnicity in the state. We all are quite aware of that. And we are very focused in the Pathways Initiative to making sure that we are building pathways and opportunities for students, no matter where they live, no matter their background, to be able to attain a credential that allows them to earn a family supporting career and to thrive and contribute in our diverse society and ultimately to have fulfilling lives. So ultimately, that is the foundation and vision of the work that we are embarking on in the Pathways Initiative. Next slide. So there are a number of important, really critical components of the work in Pathways. At its heart is building strong partnerships with businesses and labor unions, and we'll hear from our partners at NJBIA in a minute. Hang a second, we moved too quick. NJBIA, as all of you know, has been an incredible partner standing with us in all of this work, and happy that quite a few labor unions have joined this work in some of our key industries as well. We want to make sure that more high school students have a clear path to a post-secondary credential or degree. So the work that we all do and the work our colleges do to help high schools get more students on a path to a credential post-secondary, whether they're earning it while in high school or earning it after high school, there needs to be that clear connection between high school and community colleges. We also are committing to make sure that more of our community college students have a path to further education, that they, if they choose, that they can take the education they received at their college and continue to move up the ladder to get a four-year degree and a master's degree, a professional degree, so that their community college experience is a stepping stone for their educational journey. We also want to make sure, and are working across our colleges to make sure that the credential programs often offered in non-credit programs are responsive to the changing needs of the economy. We know there's been a lot of change driven by technology and the economy, and coming out of the pandemic, we want to make sure that we understand the changing needs of employers and what their credential needs are, so that our colleges are offering the credentials and degrees that are responsive to the changing economy. If we're really going to embrace our equity goals, we need to build even more partnerships than the ones we have with community-based organizations and workforce development organizations that are serving people who are often underemployed and unemployed and need paths to opportunity. So again, another key component of the Pathways work are the partnerships with those organizations to make sure that there is a way for students of all ages to transition into community college programs that help them move on in their economic journey. We're also working to make sure that our non-credit programs at community colleges have on-ramps to community college degree programs, and that we're using prior learning assessments and partnerships with employers to open up more opportunities for students of all ages. And finally, we're committed to work together to increase our ability and our capacity to use data to inform the development and the refinement of Pathways. So the effort here is incredibly ambitious, but the progress that we have made together through our 10 centers of workforce innovation, one of which is in research and development, you'll hear about their work today, has been incredible. The level of enthusiasm and progress that we've made this last year is really, frankly, quite exciting. And I thank all of you who are on this call for being part of that work. We have a lot more work to do, but we are only just beginning to make sure that we're building equitable pathways for more of our residents to opportunities that will really drive the economy forward. So I want to wanted to take a few minutes just to really reiterate the undergirding, the foundation of this pathway work and why it's so important and why we're really making great progress, and we're only just beginning. So thank you all for being here. Thanks to our two presidents for your leadership and support for this incredible work. And I will turn it over to Vida Shamsuddin, who is our Director in Technology and Innovation, to take it from here. Vida.
President Fichtner, can we have remarks from Chris Emmerholz from NJBIA?
Oh, sure. Okay, sorry about that. I saw that earlier slide and got off kilter, so apologize for that. So as I said before in my remarks, I'm really excited that NJBIA has really leaned in on this work. Chris Emmerholz, who's the Chief Government Affairs Officer at NJBIA, has been with us from the very beginning in this effort, been our partner, been our thought leader in all of this work. So Chris, thank you for being here today. I'll turn it over to you. Is Chris with us? I thought I saw him online, but maybe he got pulled away. So maybe Catherine. Oh, Chris, yeah, we can hear you now. Great.
I apologize. Don't know what happened. But yeah, as I said, I'm struggling. I am running to a meeting, so I am on my phone only. So I apologize for that. But yeah, thank you, Aaron. Your remarks were a perfect segue to a couple of things that I wanted to say. Is we're excited to partner with the community college. We're excited to partner with your entire team there. You all have done a fantastic job. Not just excited to partner, proud to partner with you guys, because the results after 1 year are impressive and really important for BIA, important for the community colleges, important for your students, important for the future workforce, for the economy. So what I want to say also towards that is we need you. BIA needs you, because BIA, we have in our mission statement that we want to maintain and strengthen our status as the innovation state. And this center, I'm especially happy to talk about this center because it's a center of innovation for innovation. And it's the bread and butter economic driver of New Jersey is innovation. And you guys are creating that workforce for that, and you're strengthening that workforce. And there are signs that innovation economy is not as strong as it used to be years ago. But I think because of the work that you're doing, because of the work that the Murphy administration doing, the EDA is doing, many of the providers, education training providers on the phone, all of that is making it a strength that, again, we can help attract and retain the jobs and the economic development that we have. We need you because the economy needs you. Innovation is such a huge part, R&D is such a huge part of our economy, and it's not going to function. It's not going to create the jobs unless we have the workforce that we need. We need you because our students, most important, our students need you. Our students, whether it's from our high schools, county VOTEX, into our 2-year schools, 4-year schools, private career schools, trade unions, all of those students, all those apprentices, all of those folks that just want more training, they want to get ahead. They want to provide for their family. They want to not even worry about our state economy, not worrying about BIA community colleges. They just want to get ahead, and workforce development is the most important part of that. So thank you. We need you for that. Lastly, the state needs you. I mean, this work, if we make our state economy better, we're going to improve state revenues. Hopefully that means more money coming back to our community colleges, more money coming back to all the programs that we care about, K-12 education, you name it. Our state economy, our state budget, our state revenues are better off because of the work we're doing. So thank you for all the critical work that you're doing that we all need. And BIA looks forward to continue to partner with you. Thank you very much. And good luck in year 2. But year 1 was very, very impressive. And I can't wait to see what year 2 has.
Chris, thank you. I know you're incredibly busy. You're on the run today, but we appreciate you taking the time to be with us. And I really personally appreciate that you understand the importance of this work and the vision, the importance of community colleges, and the importance of thinking differently about how we work together to drive economic mobility and opportunity. So thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Aaron. My pleasure.
And so now I think, Aaron, this is the pass off to me. So thank you.
Okay, good. Now I'll pass it on to Vita. Thanks, Vita.
Thank you so much, Aaron, and thank you, Catherine. I am so excited today. This is the first Technology and Innovation Collaborative, April Collaborative on year 1 accomplishments. So this is going to be very powerful. We are excited. It has been a tremendous year working with our education partners, our community college partners for this Center for Workforce Innovation, being Bergen Community College and Middlesex College. They have done significant work in R&D and created 2 pathways. And I want to thank them very much for their work, but I also want to acknowledge who they are. That for Middlesex, we have Dr. Linda Shear, who is the Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Donna Howell, who's the Acting Dean and Division of Business, Computer Science, STEM, and Health Professions, and Dr. Michael Asnoff, who is the Assistant Chair of Middlesex Chemistry and Physics Department as part of their Natural Science Department. And for Bergen Community College, who is our administrative partner for this center, Dr. Emily Vanilowski, who is the Dean of Mathematics, Science, and Technology, and Cynthia Deloria, who is the Executive Director for the Division of Continuing Education and Workforce Development. And I wanted to name them specifically because they undertook, which might not have been the easiest part of some of our technology and innovation centers and really looked and honed in on those industry credentials and how they could make them marketable for our students and our adult learners. They've done tremendous work, very proud of them, and I'm very excited that they're going to be sharing the work that they have accomplished this year. Aaron talked about the vision and what the vision was as it related to the core foundation of the pathways. So he shared the vision. What you will see today will be those plans that are helping fulfill that very vision that's creating these transparent pathways from high school through a 4-year degree, and all along the way providing these on-ramps and off-ramps, because we know that life is not a straight line. It is not a straight, it's not a straight line, but it's really on and off ramps throughout your life. So on this slide, we have our education partners highlighted. I've talked about Bergen Community College and what they've done, and Middlesex College, Bergen Applied Tech High, also one of our partners, and the New Jersey Institute of Technology. For this pathway, we have 2 pathways. Oh, I'm sorry, Glenn, you're gonna just move me along. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, Glenn, you can go to the next slide. For our next slide up, our industry partners, and the industry partners have been very important in this process for us, as in all of our centers, because they have worked with us to ensure that our curriculums for our students and our adult learners really do reflect those industry skills that are essential for our students to be prepared when they enter the workforce. And I won't go through them, but these are just some of the many industry partners that we have that have been instrumental partners, and we hope will continue to work with us as we move on into year 2. Next slide, please. First up, and I'm going to do, that is our drum roll. Our pathway 1 under the Research and Development Center for Workforce Innovation is the biomanufacturing, biopharmaceutical, and process technology. This pathway was created by Middlesex College, and who will be presenting on behalf of Middlesex College for this today is Dr. Michael Asanoff. Michael.
Hi, everyone. As you can see, that is a mouthful. Biomanufacturing, biopharmaceutical, and process technology all together. But that being said, we have been able to, off the start, realize that there is a lot of overlap, especially with a lot of the basic skills and basic techniques that are required to be successful in those 3 fields. Next slide. So first part of the pathway that we have completed this past year is we've developed a summer exploratory program, and I'm going to be really excited because we're looking at probably about 16 to 20 students who are going to be on Middlesex campus this summer in a program which will be running from June 26th to August 13th. August 3rd. With that program, we've already been able to develop, and we've got a working implementation guide and lab manual that we're going to be testing out over the summer with these students to work out any kinks, identify any missing parts and things like that. So by the end of the summer, we should have a completed, tested implementation guide and lab manual that can be basically handed off to an instructor anywhere in the state of New Jersey at any of the community colleges and run this same summer program, which is really exciting for the students, because one of the most common things you get from students is, well, what do I do? What's really involved in this? And that's the question we're answering with this summer program. These are the skills that you need. This is what you're going to do. This is why it's an exciting career path for you. Next slide. But that's not all that we've accomplished in the first pathway. We've also been able to work with some of our instructors here at Middlesex College to start developing a aseptic technique course, and all the competencies surrounding that in terms of laboratory techniques for industry. And the key thing here is this isn't going to be an aseptic technique course that is going to support not just biomanufacturing and biopharmaceutical. If you notice, there's also that third term, process technology, that this type of aseptic clean technique methodology is critical throughout all modern manufacturing and development. The students will be learning things like how to gown, how to stay sterile, things along those lines. And that course is pretty much fully developed, and we're following the same plan that we have for the summer student, high school student program, which is we're going to hopefully in the fall be running a pilot of the program to identify, again, what do we need to change? Is it all good? Where are we at? And then by the end of 2023, we will again have all the materials to implement and run this course anywhere at any of the community colleges throughout the state. That being said, our plans for next year are to expand on that and really start going further into the biomanufacturing, cell and gene therapy field and develop additional workforce development programs to teach further and more advanced skills to the population here in New Jersey, hopefully ending once we've got all 4 of our planned modules done with a biomanufacturing process technician certificate. That would be something that would be the gold, we're thinking the gold standard, not just in the state of New Jersey, but across the country on what skills and techniques do you need to be successful in that field. That's my last slide. I'd take any questions if anyone has them, or we can move on to my colleague, Emily.
And we'll be moving on to your colleague, Emily Michael. Thank you so much for that. That was an excellent job on the work that you all are doing, have done, and the work that you will be doing. And with that, we will bring Dr. Emily Banilowski to the Zoom screen. Emily.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for the opportunity to present today. It is my absolute pleasure to disseminate our findings for the last year with this wonderful audience comprised of so many guests from different entities around the state. As I begin, I would like to open up with one of my favorite quotes by Albert Einstein, which showcases the nature of the research. If we knew what we were doing, it would not be called research, would it? Through that lens, I'd like to introduce you to what we did do last year. Hopefully, in some sense, we did know what we were doing, and present to you our pathway for research and development through the lens of challenges and opportunities. And the reason I'd like to use the challenges and opportunities lens is because this particular pathway of the Center for Workforce Innovation and R&D is unique. And we identified this uniqueness from very early on. This particular pathway does not have a backbone degree program to rely on. Unlike other pathways, such as cybersecurity or data analytics or software development, the research and development pathway is very open-ended. It is both exploratory and experimental by nature, and we are very committed to this very concept of R&D. So at Bergen, we are lucky to have a pretty robust research program already in place, where we run summer and winter experiments, where we run mini courses, and that enabled us to take our research program to the next level, thanks to this pathway initiative, New Jersey Pathway Initiative. So now connection to high school, over the last year, we were able to conduct several workshops and really spread on our love for research and our passion for research to our younger students. So we had 7th and 8th graders who were campers at the Beulah Challenger Science Center attend our STEM research presentations last summer. We had our 9th, 10th, and 11th graders attend STEM hands-on workshop exploration research sessions during the winter session led by our own researchers. We are having next week, a week from today, we're having a group from Garfield High School coming over to participate in hands-on research exploratory session in anatomy and physiology and tour around our very own research lab. As you could see, we're very dedicated in inviting younger students and spreading the love for research and really getting them excited early and getting them to understand that it is a great pathway to get on. It is a great opportunity to carry on through the educational experience. Our STEM C-Square Research Summit would take place next October. So we will start disseminating and inviting guests to attend it as it comes to next October, as it comes closer to the date. In our connection to community colleges, to the non-credit part of the pathway, we were able to run several courses that we identified for non-credit opportunities. As you can see, if some of them are listed here, the courses that are known as essential skill sets that connect exactly directly to employees, known as speech coaching, technical writing, project management. These essential skills always top the lists of the non-technical skills in any field. So in being inclusive of those courses, we really cover not only scientific basis, but also non-scientific humanities-based skills that our students need to develop. And of course, we added some technical just-in-time skills for those projects that needed them, such as applied statistical computing in R language, as well as experimental research design. One of the most successful courses were Introduction to Artificial Intelligence and Introduction to Sorting and Microcontrollers. These courses were approved by Coursera, and in addition, we had a few others such as data visualization with R by IBM, deep learning with TensorFlow by IBM, as well as a few other courses from fellow universities, such as a course in DI, which is Leading Diverse Teams and Organizations by University of Michigan. Next slide, please. Okay, this slide is second to the last, and along with the following slide, it really touches upon the very core, something that near dear to our hearts, very core of the research. As I mentioned previously, we were lucky to come to this initiative having already a research program in place, but our research program was highly selective by nature. For example, last summer, we were only able to bring on board 59 students to participate in this experience. With the New Jersey Pathway support, we were able to make it more inclusive, and we were able to create additional experiential learning opportunities that took place during our regular curriculum. So the topics that you see listed in front of you right now, microbial mechanism of pathogenicity, area microbiology, antibiotic sensitivity testing, nanoparticles labs, they were all included in the courses that we were teaching last fall, taught by our faculty members who are also our research mentors. As you could see, 143 students enrolled in these courses last fall were able to participate in fundamental research and build those very important skills. Next slide, please. The second part to this experiential learning and a pilot initiative within the research and development pathway continues with bringing brand new labs under the research umbrella into the regular curriculum. So as you could see, additional opportunities with hands-on labs were added to the embryology course, botany course, as well as principles of ecology course. 67 students more participated and benefited from these experiences. Now, if you put two slides together, you could see that the total of 210 students were able to participate and build fundamental research skills last fall, which really brings me to the opportunities that this particular NJ pathway allowed us to pursue. And to go back to Dr. Fickner's goal of this initiative as an overall, which is to prepare the workforce, the future workforce to thrive in a diverse society. I believe we are a true testament to completing this goal in our year one, because growing from 59 students that were pre-selected for the summer program with this initiative, with NJ Pathways initiative, we were able to reach 210 students, certainly a more diverse population of students, and help them reach those skills necessary for the further development and research. And we are very proud of that. So the Dr. Friedman has presidential DEI initiative that he runs at our college. And this is the contextual piece that is aligned with this presidential goal. And I'm very happy that we were able to do that again through this NJ Pathway initiative. This is my last slide, so I'm just going to say a few words in continuation of that. Moving forward, because we were able to bring research to masses, if you will, we are happy to embark on research to research transfer journey with our fellow members, fellow colleagues from NJIT. As you saw, NJIT is our educational partner. So this summer, we are committed to bringing Bergen students to New Jersey Institute of Technology and have our Bergen students join the research teams at the Department of Chemical and Materials Engineering. This conversation already started. We had 2 faculty teams meet, and we had NJIT faculty mentors presenting to their Bergen fellow faculty mentors and discuss the requirements for Bergen students joining those research teams. So I'm very excited to look forward to this continuation and having it as part of our Year 2 initiative. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Emily, and for the work that you, as well as Middlesex, has done as it relates to the research and development pathways, both Pathway 1 and Pathway 2. This is now time for our Q&A, where we get to listen to questions from you, if you have any questions from our audience. One question in particular, Michael, has come into the chat. And if you saw, I don't know if you saw it, and I don't know if the audience saw it, but I'd like to read it. Can you discuss the current workforce need in the industry for cell and gene therapy treatment technicians and other related positions?
So, yeah, I just saw that and I was like, wow, I'm very happy someone brought that up. I have been hearing about from industry partners and traveling to talk with industry partners about a need for people with these skills for the last 4 or 5 years. It tapped down a little bit during COVID, basically because everybody was locked in their house. But after COVID, it came right back, and it's come right back, if anything, stronger, where especially now Initially, there was a lot of need for people with skills in aseptic technique who felt comfortable in a lab environment and in a sterile environment. Now it's expanded to really, this is a new world with the cell and gene therapy coming out, and it's a whole new technology. And they really, really need people who are willing to come in, work, and stay. What I keep hearing is we bring somebody in, they're there for 3 months, and then they leave us and go to one of our competitors. And so what they're really looking to do is expand the workforce and try to gain some time holding on to their employees. And a big part of it is from our end that we're going to hopefully be able to provide them that. And I mean, this is not just, I mean, there's the conversation about the cell and gene therapy and that from the biotechnology end, but I mean, also from the biopharmaceutical end and other types of advanced manufacturing, biomanufacturing type areas, there's also a need there.
Great. Thank you so much for.
Oh, what's the average pay for these positions? Really good. Most of the starting, you're looking at starting, I'd say probably 60K and up. You can very easily support, I mean, within everything the way it is, but these are definitely the type of positions where you could support yourself comfortably. It's definitely the type of jobs we want people to get into.
Thank you so much for that, Michael. And that absolutely reflects some of the market indices that we saw when we first looked at the jobs and the salaries associated with those positions. They were very high in research and development and in the biomanufacturing, biotechnology sectors. So that kind of aligns specifically what we've seen when we first started this process. Emily, I have a question for you that I think might be informative for our audience. When you talked about some of the industry credentials or certifications that the students engaged in at Bergen as part of the R&D pathway, you talked about TensorFlow and R. Can you kind of just elaborate a little more on how those specific platforms and credentials enhance the R&D from a data set perspective?
Of course. Well, R is the common currency for the data analytics. As we know, it's becoming a minimum requirement for anybody who's entering the data analytics field. So currently, we do not have any curricular courses that offer R programming language. We are now in the process of developing data analytics program, but not to wait until it's fully developed and really supplement students just in time with the skills they need. We've developed this mini course that students could enroll into over the summer and complete the certification online offered by Coursera. So that was driven by the students who enrolled in this course were the ones who worked on the projects with the statistical component in them. Also, along similar lines, I'd like to mention that we just started a brand new initiative with NYU Langone, where we are looking to offer students an opportunity to earn Salesforce Certified Associate credential. This is a very marketable credential that spans fields and different types of companies. So we are in the very, very beginning of this journey, and I'm hoping to embark in it during the year too.
Great, thank you so much for that. And as you talk about year two, that takes us right up to Catherine's next piece, when she will share more on year two with us and your year two perspective. Catherine.
Thank you, Vida. Thank you, Emily and Michael. Michael, I kind of gave you that alley-oop for you to slam dunk with it.
Thank you.
And I think the point, it really is, we are not entirely clear how many positions will be needed or how many individuals will be needed to work this angle, this sector within the biomanufacturing industry, but it sounds like a lot. And that's a lot of really good paying jobs. And it's exciting that our community colleges like Middlesex, Raritan, County College of Morris are on the cutting edge of this training and education pathway. You're first. So it's very exciting. Glenn, can you switch the slides now? Excellent. So you've seen just a glimpse of the work that happened within the Center of Workforce Innovation for Research and Development, those two pathways. The reality is a lot more work happened than those finished products that were highlighted today. Part of the work of the centers really was building the education ecosystem, reaching out to the 20 high schools or more that participated in the center's work. The 9 colleges, 4-year colleges and universities, the 8 labor unions, the 4 community-based organizations and others that were all engaged in these work groups. I often have to remind people the Centers of Workforce Innovations are not brick and mortar, right? They're work groups that are every week meeting to ensure that these pathways are connected so that students, adult learners, incumbent workers, job seekers, adult literacy students are able to gain credit or get closer to attaining a credential or degree in the state of New Jersey, no matter where they get their education or training. And so we're very proud of the work of Year One. We believe that Year One has set us up for success for Year Two, which will be starting by the end of May of this year. Right now, we are in the process of receiving project proposals from the centers. If you are an education partner or you want to be an education partner, please reach out to your local community college, raise your hand and say, hey, I want to participate in this work. We have created across all 10 Centers of Workforce Innovation amazing dual enrollment programs that are mostly occupation education based, which we all know will help high school students, 1, earn credit towards associate degrees, but 2, there's a whole population of high school students that maybe aren't college bound, but have the opportunity to maybe be a cell and gene therapy process technician and make lots of money that will afford them the opportunity to raise their families and contribute to our society. So we're very excited about Year Two. We'll have more collaborative meetings for you all to attend. We want more education partners and more industry partners to join in it, this effort. We're excited. We couldn't have imagined that over 1,200 industry and education partners would be engaged in this work. We're elated that that is the case, but there's room for more. And so if you are already an active member engaged in this pathway or this initiative, don't worry, reach out to your colleagues and others and ask them to join. Here is a QR code for you to give us feedback about today's collaborative meeting. It's about 3 questions, I believe. So when you get the time, if you could fill that out, that would be very helpful. And just, hold your phone camera to it right now, open it up and put it to the side so the end. Next slide. We have, let's see, we just concluded our 3rd April collaborative meeting focused on our 10 centers of workforce innovation. So we have 7 more of these meetings. If you use the QR code here, you can access the invitations to all of those remaining collaborative meetings. We hope to see you again. And we're going to give you 11 minutes back to your Monday afternoon. I hope that you aren't mad about it. We certainly look very much to you attending our other April collaborative meetings and joining us in this important statewide pathways work. Thank you all for joining us. Have a great afternoon. Lauren always says I never ask anyone to follow us on social media, but if you want to, these are our handles.